Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Sam Adam. Today's video is slightly different. The method of doing this video is slightly different than the other videos I've done. Okay, because I need to show you, like a visual representation. If I just put myself on a front of the screen and you might get bored and thinking, you know what, just come on man, just get it off. So just, therefore doing this way, at least I can show you what I'm talking about, and it's a very relevant topic, Asian two-pack. You might saw the title, Asian two-pack and the legacy. So there are two things. In this video, I'm going to address three things. Okay. The first one is, was Asian two-pack a gangster? Or if you can, broadly speaking, we could say, all the gangster rap artists, are they gangsters? That's the thing we're going to address there. And the second one, Tupac and Biggie's legacy, what that legacy has given to the world or to the black people especially, okay? And then after that, my third question, the brown people want to say, hey, come on, we want to copy this, And they are like, whatever happens in the 90s in America, Tupac and Biggie, all of that, whatever happened, the culture, then the brown people, Asian Punjabis actually, are bringing over to Punjab. Is it a good thing or bad thing? I'm going to leave that to you to decide, but I'm going to give you a few things to think about, food for thought. I'm just going to give you something to think about it. And the reason I'm talking this one, because no one is talking, no one is saying anything. They're talking about Tupac, Asian Tupac. Well, Sidhu Moose Wala. This guy, Sidhu Moose Wala, his real name is Shubdeep Singh Sidhu. So Sidhu, his last name, Moose Wala, was the place in India, town or village where he lives. Where he was living, or his parents lives now, and this is it, So he used a stage name. Everyone's got a stage name. Look at Biggie Smalls, Christopher Wallace, and most of them are changed their names. They go one name, and then when they go to the stage, they go stage name. And two things. You're all going to talk about two personalities, two things, and whatever they're doing, what they're promoting. I'm going to talk all that in this video. So don't skip, watch, because the words what I'm going to say today is very important. And I bet you might agree or might disagree. You might agree or not with me. You might agree with me or disagree with me. It's up to you. But if you don't agree, then you obviously you must have a good reason not to. Okay. But I'm going to give you what I think about this. I'm going to give you what I think about this whole thing. And let's start the video. Okay. So this is Asian Tupac. And here on the right side, he's sitting there quiet. His name is Sidhu Moose Wala. Sorry, Sidhu Moose Wala is his stage name. Shubdeep Singh, humble guy, down-to-earth guy. And before we go any further, I'll pay my condolences to his family and friends and loved ones, because such a nice guy, and it's what a loss. I mean, we just lost him, and he's gone from this world, and I feel sorry for his parents and everyone, and he's such a talented guy. But I've got kind of a different take on this one. I'm going to let you know in a minute. And this at the bottom, you see a couple of pictures where you got shot dead, and it was a nice, humble guy. Loved his family and youngsters. When he was talking to youngsters, always giving a good message to youngsters, look after their elders, their parents, and this and that and all of that. But that was a one side. So from me, that was a Shubdeep Singh. But when he was on a stage, he is a Sidhu Moose Wala. So there's two people here, okay, we're dealing with. And most of the rap artists, we're dealing with the two personalities, okay? So what we could do, if we slightly move on to the next picture, and here he was shot dead in a jeep. He was traveling. On the right side you can see the jeep here, and people came and they shot him. And actually I brought that kind of video as well in there, but then obviously I don't want to get YouTube strike on it, the red flag on this one, so I left that footage. So I thought I'm going to show you the picture. Then obviously more important is what I'm going to say today. That's the important thing, and it might make you think what is going on. And trust me, no one's talking about it. All right, so let's see. Right, this Sidhu Moose Wala was influenced by Tupac. Tupac was his role model. and the Asian Tupac followed the real Tupac to the letter. I'm talking about everything. You know, he was, when he was from young age, I had one of his interviews, you know, one at young age, and he's always like follow this guy, everything he does. And then obviously then at the end he was writing his own songs and everything. And whatever Tupac did, they did. And most of the Punjabi singers are doing the same. They're following the, you know, whatever the black guys did over in America. They're doing exactly the same, but I'm going to come to that. All right, this is on the left side, Biggie, you know, Biggie Smalls, also known by his name, Notorious B.I.G. And they were both friends. They're both friends, okay? And Tupac and Biggie were friends. And then Biggie got shot, Tupac got shot there, shot and robbed outside the studio where they used to record music. And then Biggie obviously produced a song a few days before, Who Shot You Up or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but that was it. And then when Tupac got shot and robbed outside the studio, and he got under the impression that Biggie's involved in this one. So after that, the whole thing started. You know, like they after, you see the records after that, they are dissing each other, making records, and in the records they're insulting each other, making like showing the proper beef in their music, and they became enemies. And it's all, you know, between East Coast and West Coast, the beef between them. I don't want to go into too much details because most of you know all this and it's pointless repeating everything. I'm just going to give you a brief thing, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. What's the purpose of this video? Okay, that's the more important part. Okay, so here, then after that, when the beef thing started, after that, Tupac got shot dead when he was in Las Vegas traveling. You can see the last ride there. That's where he was shot dead. And Sidhu Moose Wala, before he died, he produced a last song. His last song was The Last Ride. That was his last song. Maybe that's a coincidence. And also Sidhu Moose Wala produced a song 295. And then 295 makes it 29th May. And that's the day he got killed. So a lot of things, because he died in a similar way as well. You know, that's why they call it Asian Tupac. Okay, now West Coast and East Coast. My days, man, my days. The feud, the beef between them, it went up when Tupac got shot dead, and then both sides, you know, the things it went worse. You know, from bad to worse. East Coast, West Coast, and then after that, Biggie got shot dead. Now, when Biggie got shot dead, Biggie was shot. He was 24 years old. Okay. Now he's 24 years old. Tupac was about 26 years old when he died. Then Asian Tupac, Sidhu Moose Wala, he was about 27 or 28 years old. Young guys, you know, they're young. They got so much in life. They could do so much. They could produce so much. But I'm not in favor of what they were producing, but that's the whole thing. I'm coming to that. But they could have done something better, something different. All right. So when he got shot dead, and then the whole East Coast, West Coast was bad. So leaving that behind, now both of them are dead. We're going to come back to their legacy in a minute. But let's talk about Sidhu Moose Wala now. Sidhu Moose Wala, you see him on the left side, all the pictures and the guns and everything. And a lot of people think that he was a gangster, okay? And even I was talking to my mate in London, he called me. He's one of my mates, he's in Turkey now. He called me and then we were talking about this one. I said, I'm making a video. And he said, oh, apparently he was a big, massive gangster. Well, hang on a second. Let me show you if he was a gangster. He wasn't a gangster. Trust me. So this is a stage, by the way. Stay on the stage, and when the pictures and everything, appearance, you know, like a China, you know, Sidhu Moose Wala is promoting everything, all of that. Yeah, he's a Sidhu Moose Wala. But off the stage, he's not Sidhu Moose Wala. He was just a normal, humble guy. Now, the gangster rap artists, our first question, my first point is the gangster rap artists. Are they gangsters? my friend, you and I both know that they're not gangsters. Okay, gangster, be a gangster is something different. You don't come making a song about gangster doesn't make you a gangster. Making talking to somebody loud doesn't make you a gangster. Shouting at somebody doesn't make you a gangster. Okay, gangster is totally something different. If you think that these guys are doing the gangster rap artists, and if you think that because they're making music and they're the gangsters, then you need to go and look at definition of a gangster, because then you ain't got a clue what you're talking about, what you're thinking about, mate. I'm telling you. Okay, so was he a gangster? The answer is no. He was just a normal, humble guy, and then that was music he was making. And we're going to come to that about the music and everything. But let's talk about, was he a gangster? Answer is no, he wasn't a gangster. And neither the other gangster rap artists are gangsters. They're not gangsters, okay? They're making music, okay? Now, the second part of our thing, they're making gangster music, okay? What they're promoting, like now, Shubdeep Singh, okay? Now, our next thing is, what does gangster rap music promotes? What gangster rap music promotes? My friends, come on, wake up. It promotes murder, it promotes crime, it promotes drug dealing, it promotes street gangs, it promotes sexism, it promotes the glorification of violent sexual images of women, it promotes a gang-related culture, lifestyle, and destruction, misery, you name it. That's what it promotes. And all these gangster raps artists, that's what they're promoting. That's what they're promoting. You got to think again. Trust me, this is what they're... Look at the young kids around the world nowadays. What's happening to them? They're listening to this thing. So they're promoting that, okay? So what we got to think about is this one. Music promotes all of that, okay? Music promotes all of that. Then what happens? We need to go back to Tupac and Biggie's legacy. Okay, and the legacy, my second point in there, the second part of the title is and the legacy. What Tupac and Biggie's legacy has given to the world. Now, has given here, put N, because when I written it somewhere else and I copied it, the N must have fell off, whatever, but that's what it is. You need to put N there, okay? So what Tupac and Biggie's legacy has given to the world, my friend, I don't know whether you agree with me or disagree with me, but that's what he's given. In my opinion, he has given to the world killings, misery, destruction, destroyed the young generations, and more discrimination for black people. More discrimination. And you know who suffered the most? Who suffered the most? Black people. Black people, because Tupac was black, Biggie was black, they both kind of the black kids will associate with that. It's like if a brown guy, Asian, brown, I'm talking about it because at the end of the day, it's not about the color. The reason why I'm bringing this, because if you got Asian, brown guy who's promoting something is famous, and which people around the world, you got white, black, brown, yellow, all of us, around the world, who's going to follow them most? The brown kids. They're going to follow more because they kind of relate themselves to that. Okay, so then young, talented black kids, young and beautiful talented black kids follow that path and ended up in the criminal world. Some of them are dead, and if they're not dead, they killed somebody and they're in prison, serving life sentence on a death row and every way. And this is a culture, the music promotes. And who are the promoters? Biggie and Tupac and many other gangster rap artists, and now you include the Asian, Punjabi gangster rap artists. They are promoting that. More and more Asian kids, brown kids are trying to be like what, they're trying to bring that culture, what was in the 90s, Tupac and Biggie's, and after that, whatever the culture was created, that kind of thing, and they're making it, they're bringing it here, and they're bringing it and they're copying it. They're copying everything to the letter. And they thought, you know what, black people, suffered so much. They were like feuds and everything, and they're killing each other, and they kind of going into the criminal world, and they ended up in the prisons and murdered and everything. And obviously other people, white people suffered, everyone suffered. Some people suffered are the black people. And then brown people think, you know what, hang on a second, we thought, you know what, we like a bit of that, let's kill kill ourselves. I mean, this is wrong. Trust me. And this is the thinking. A lot of people at the moment, they're thinking, this is one of the report actually said, 70% of Americans believe that gangster rap music had an overall negative impact on society. Gangster rap music does indeed glamorize destructive behavior like substance abuse. If you don't know, substance abuse means drug abuse, A-class drug. You put it there, A-class, if substance, you can any substance, but I mean, normally people will go to even a B class, C class, this from C class to B class, and they ended up on A class. Trust me. And then violence. Okay. So there you go, my friend. Was that a good thing? Was that legacy good thing? No, it wasn't good for black people. It wasn't good for white people. It wasn't good for brown people. It wasn't good for anybody, because they pushed more and more youth, young kids, innocent. They had so much in life. They could do so much and potential. They had so much potential, and they could do much better. But they ended up into this criminal, because I've seen or remember when I was I've seen it with my own eyes, young kids, like teenagers or whatever, and even 20s, and they're just smoking drugs and sitting and blaring music, gangster music, and they think themselves they're gangsters. And because if you and I both know that you and I listen to music, or if you're grown up and you travel the world, it doesn't matter whether you're brown, white, or black, or yellow, it doesn't matter. But what happens when you actually know that it won't affect you, because you are sensible enough and you can listen to it and it won't affect you. You don't want to destroy your life, okay? But what happens, have you ever thought about it, when is a young teenager listens to that music and he's thinking about all the criminal world and the gangster, he's a gangster, and he's going to find similar minded people and form cliques and gangs and everything, and they're going to commit crime, and they're going to destroy their own lives and their families' lives, and also the victims. That fact that it's going to have on society is absolutely bad, very, very damaging. And everybody's talking about, this happened and that happened, and who killed Sidhu Moose Wala and so and so. Hang on a second, no one is paying attention on the music, forget that, because Sidhu Moose Wala was one guy. Okay, he's gone, somebody else is going to be doing the same thing. And if that goes, somebody else is doing the same thing. But do you think that we need to follow this and put our kids through this? And our kids going to follow that and ended up in a criminal world, and then just go and deal drug dealing and sexualization of women and and they're trying to be rebellious, that kind of destructive and rebellious behavior. Young kids are doing that. As I was coming today, I was coming from academy home, and I saw young kids. I don't think they're old enough to drive, and they're like probably 5-6 of them in a car blaring this music, gangster music, and it just passed them. I'm thinking there must be they got somebody's car and drove off or whatever. I mean, I don't know, but they were just passing by, and I saw that, and I'm thinking, my days, man. Imagine in 5 years' time or 2 years' time where they're going to be. But this is wrong. And no one's saying, gangster music, gangster rap music is actually destroying our society. And whatever happened over there, and these people are, I've actually put some videos before, then I had to take them down, because you can't play video. YouTube will give you a red flag on that. You can't do that. So, all these people, what they do, if I go back a little bit, and what is these people do? Okay, now Sidhu Moose Wala, what do you think the Punjabi gangster rap artists are doing? Okay, Sidhu Moose Wala was in there. Okay, so I'm talking about, he's gone now, but I'm talking about what these Punjabi gangster rap artists are doing. We already addressed the issue that they're not gangsters, but what are they doing? My friend, they're doing exactly the same. Exactly the same. What this music promotes and what they Tupac and Biggie did. And they're doing exactly the same. Look at Stay Gangster. Do they care about our kids and do they care about the society, community? No, nobody cares about this one. Okay, here they promote exactly the same. Crime, rape, drug dealing, street gangs, sexism, all of that things that you could look at it is exactly the same. That's what they're promoting. Okay, then you and I, people need to think, need to realize that this is wrong what they're doing. And we're losing our generation, next generation, we're losing our kids to this. This is like a new thing now. Whatever happened, then now my third point now, this is my third point. Whatever happened in America in the 90s, Punjabi gangster rap artists are bringing it to their own turf. Okay, they're bringing it here. Whatever happened in the 90s, therefore, you know what, hang on a second. Those people were like, gangster rap thing, everything, the feud and the killing each other and robbing and murders and all of that thing. Hang on a second. We kind of left, we feel like we left behind. So we need to bring that. Whatever happened in the 90s, they brought it over here. And now this is a new thing for Punjabis. Okay. If you're American, African American, and you're looking at that, a Punjabi guy, Punjabi guy doing a gangster shit, and then you're thinking, we've seen it before. We've done it. It's done and dusted. We've seen it. Come on, man. It's old thing. 90s. But over here, it's a new thing. Every kid wants to be a gangster. Every kid wants to smoke drugs. I mean, I'm talking about every kid, not in that sense. I'm talking about those who are affiliated with it, those who are associated with this gangster music and the gang culture. If a kid is involved in a gang culture, or is similar-minded kids, and they all want to smoke and they want to do nothing, and they're setting themselves to go nowhere in life. And this is what the music and the Punjabi gangster rap artists are doing to our kids. And you know what? Another thing, where is this Punjabi music industry going? I mean, you have Punjabi language is a beautiful language. You could actually look at the songs and the history and everything is a beautiful language. So many talented and brilliant artists, and they contributed so much to the world, to the humanity and everything. And then you got these new guys are coming up, and where is this? They're taking this industry, And I personally think, and whatever they're bringing, this is my third point. Whatever they're bringing over, and whatever happened in the 90s, and they're bringing it over here, it's not good. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Trust me, I believe it's not a good thing. These Punjabi singers, we were also here. They're Punjabi gangster rap singers or artists. They're not gangsters. And Biggie's legacy, Biggie's and Tupac's legacy had destroyed young black people, kids, talented, brilliant kids, and other people suffered as well. And Black nation suffered most. And then the brown kids, they want to copy the same thing. And these guys are bringing in this new thing. And everybody, all these young kids, teenagers, they can't really analyze their life properly. They don't know what to do. They can't set their goals, long-term goals yet. They're not like a proper grown-up yet. But when they see this one and they love it and they like the gangster, they want to be rebellious to their parents and then to the schools and to the establishments and to everybody. And they're creating another culture. And who's bringing that culture to them? These Punjabi gangster rap artists are bringing this culture to them. So what do you think? This is my question to you. What do you think? Is it a good thing or bad thing? My friends, I think it's a bad thing, okay? Just want to highlight these points, okay? Now, my message is, it doesn't matter where you live. What I believe and I think, and I say you need to be a productive member of society, productive member of your society. If you live in UK, USA, Canada, China, Australia, Africa, Asia, South America, it doesn't matter. As long as you're a productive member of society, that's going to benefit you, your family, your loved ones, your community, your country, everyone. You can be a good role model for kids, for the kids. And this is do something that your family and your community and everybody is proud of you. Okay, be a good, decent, good and decent role model to the next generation or young generation. So, my friend, this is what I'm saying. People talking about Asian, Tupac and was it a gangster, this, that, everything. Trust me, all these guys are not gangsters. They're promoting gang culture. It's like if somebody sells drugs. Okay, if somebody sells drugs and he says, well, I'm no bad person because I don't smoke, I don't take drugs, I just sell drugs. That's what they say. So what are you going to say? Oh, he's all right. He's a nice guy. Why? Because he just sells it. He doesn't take it. Or he doesn't force anybody. My friend, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. Because he's making, spreading drug, selling drugs and people, again, youngsters to hooked on drugs. And he's doing bad things. And these are the Punjabi gangster rap artists, and that's what they're doing. They are ruining our kids. That's what you got to think of. Okay? So that's it. Thank you very much for watching the video. And look after yourself. Take care. Leia Aligaya. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching the video. My main aim was not to offend anybody. I just wanted to bring this up because I see a lot of young kids, teenagers I'm talking about in Punjab. So many people on drugs at the moment. And go on Google and search it. How many people they want to follow this gangster lifestyle and everything and on drugs. And I thought I just need to make a video that people who are buying and promoting and all of that saying, they just need to realize what they're promoting. These guys like a gangster rap artist, what they're bringing, there's nothing new. Come on, we've seen it in the 90s. Why do you want to repeat that? If something has damaged the society and given you bad, why do you want to repeat that? I thought I'd bring that up. And thank you for watching the video. And I'll see you in the next video. All right? Take care. Look after yourself.